Okay, when, if I'm carving something like this, I'll do the six-pointed star first. And the main reason for that is on your curved cuts on the outside here, that's bigger slices that you're going to have to make than on the 10-pointed star or 5-pointed star. I've got 10 of those around here, and I've only got 6 here. So usually I'll start with the outside here, and that light's going to be hard to see, but and I'll try to make a slicing motion all the way through, and the fewer times you stop, the less chance of chip out on it. Okay, there's the outside curve, and then I'll come back here.
How do you know when you're connected there, Fred?
Experience,
All right.
practice. You try to. I try to visualize where the point of the knife is.
Okay.
That's why I said this would help in your normal carving, because you learn where the tip of the knife is. So when you're doing your chips for different things, you're not guessing and overshooting on one side and overshooting on the other.
So it's okay to clean up, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes you have to.
So I noticed, I mean, it looks like you basically hit the same depth of cut on your knife, the whole part of that curve. Is that am I seeing that right?
When I start in at the point up here, it's not as deep.
Oh, okay.
And I just work my way down in to it to the depth I want.
And then at the far end, you're just letting the angle of the knife
The angle of
basically
the knife
replicate what you did at the other
Stop
side?
right there.
Okay, so it reproduces what you did at the first
Yeah.
end. Okay.
And there are ways to cover up if you overlap your cut and you get a little notch in the bottom. I will take my knife and pull backwards like this, and it'll close that little gap up at the bottom. And it takes, I mean, I've been doing it for years and I still overcut, or in some instances undercut.
Now, when you say pull backwards, do that.
It's pull the knife the other way, start down in here, put the tip right down at the bottom corner.
Okay,
I'm messing with the camera here,
all right.
like that, and it'll close in so that you don't have an opening at the very bottom of the cut. Let me do one more. This light is not the best in the world. See, I'm starting in, and then as I move, I go a little deeper. These are the hardest.
So when you're midway of from point A to point B, that's your deepest,
Yeah.
and then you carry it until you get close to
Carry it
the other
till
end, then you
get right
start
to the
bringing
end,
it up.
and then the edge of your knife is almost in line with the cut you want to make. And then come back and cut the other side. Start shallow. And it's like anything else, it'll take practice to get the cut right. But that's in essence what you end up with. Okay? Now,
Or it's basically just a V,
yeah, yeah,
V cut.
just a V cut. In some cases, it's only 2 cuts, like this one. The curve, you've got a flat side and a curved side. On the triangles, where you're taking those out, you've got 3 sides to deal with. Let me do a couple of those, and then I'll let you guys go ahead and start. Start at the point here. Again, as you move, go deeper, stop at the corner. Then you can come around and do the same thing here. And I have learned to maintain that angle.
Can I mention something, Fred?
Yeah,
I found it's easier to cut across, your first cut across the grain first.
yes, yes. It depends on how the triangles are laid out,
Yes.
for one thing, but you can, like somebody said, you can go back and clean up. The smoother your cuts, and the sharper your knives, the better it'll be. There's that angle there. And if you're, let's see if I've got one here, right here, you're gonna be cutting, your grain is running this direction, and you have to be careful where you make your cuts. I didn't get that one right, but
Do you have a finished pattern you can compare with that in a second?
do what?
Do you have a finished one that you can compare with that in a second? No, put it on the screen.
Oh, okay.
When he's done, when he's done.
Go ahead.
Just lay it right there.
Let's see how you can see the depth in the corners by the shadow.
And everybody kids me about, you're not wearing a carving knife, well, or a carving glove or thumb guard. Most of the time, the block is between my blade and the knife. I've got my thumb back here, using it to apply pressure. But there's, when you've got cross grain, or grain running this direction, you're cutting a cross grain, you've got to watch where you cut, because if I came back and in a hurry came back and started cutting this way, I'm going to chip out that narrow corner there. So to get the second triangle out on this one, I'll start here and cut away from it.